Somewhere beneath, a canopy so thick that less than 2% of sunlight reaches the ground, something is watching. You cannot see it. You will likely never see it, even if it is close enough to touch. This is the reality of walking through the Amazon, a place where the most dangerous creatures are rarely the ones you notice first. The Amazon rainforest is not just old. It is almost incomprehensibly old. Geological evidence suggests this forest, in some form, has existed for over 55 million years, meaning it was already ancient when early primates were just beginning to evolve. Long before humans, long before most modern mammal groups even existed. While the rivers and exact boundaries have shifted many times, layers of ancient plant fossils confirm that dense, tropical forest has persisted in this region since shortly after the extinction of the dinosaurs. Today, we're descending into that world, layer by layer, from the sunlit canopy roof to the shadowed forest floor, to understand not just what lives here, but why this single ecosystem holds more biodiversity than almost anywhere else on Earth. This story matters because the Amazon isn't simply a forest. Scientists estimate it produces roughly 20% of the world's oxygen and holds an estimated 10% of all known species on the planet, despite covering less than 1% of Earth's total surface. Understanding what lives here means understanding one of the most important ecosystems keeping our entire planet stable. Let's begin at the top, in the canopy, roughly 100 feet above the forest floor. This layer receives the most sunlight and hosts the widest variety of life. Harpy eagles nest here, among the most powerful birds of prey on Earth, capable of snatching monkeys and sloths directly from tree branches using talons larger than a grizzly bear's claws. Their eyesight is estimated to be up to 8 times sharper than a human's, allowing them to spot movement through dense leaves from remarkable distances. Just below, in the understory, spider monkeys swing between branches, using tails strong enough to support their entire body weight, essentially functioning as a fifth limb. Nearby, 3-toed sloths move so slowly that algae grows directly on their fur, providing camouflage so effective that predators often overlook them entirely, hanging motionless in plain sight. Now we descend toward the forest floor, where danger becomes less visible and far more serious. The Green Anaconda, one of the heaviest snakes on Earth, can grow beyond 20 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds. Unlike venomous snakes, anacondas kill through constriction, wrapping around prey and tightening with each exhale until circulation stops entirely. Despite popular myths, anacondas rarely target humans, preferring capybaras, birds, and other river animals, but their sheer size alone makes them one of the forest's most formidable ambush predators. Speaking of capybaras, the world's largest rodent, growing up to 4 feet long, moves in tightly knit family groups along riverbanks. Their size and semi-aquatic lifestyle protect them from many predators, but not all of them. In the rivers themselves lurks the Black Caiman, the largest predator in the Amazon basin, capable of reaching lengths of 16 feet. Unlike the anaconda, black caimans rely on raw bite force, estimated by researchers among the strongest of any living reptile, capable of crushing turtle shells and even young. Jaguars, that venture too close to the water's edge. And then there is the jaguar, the Amazon's apex predator. Unlike most big cats, jaguars don't primarily target the throat. Their skulls are built for one of the most powerful bite forces relative to body size of any cat on Earth, allowing them to pierce directly through the skulls of prey, including caimans and turtles, by biting straight through bone. Jaguars are also excellent swimmers, comfortable hunting both on land and in water, giving them access to prey most land predators could never reach. But size and strength aren't the only ways the Amazon threatens visitors. Some of its deadliest residents are barely visible at all. The Brazilian wandering spider, sometimes called the banana spider, carries venom powerful enough to be considered medically significant to humans. And unlike many spiders, it doesn't wait passively in a web. It actively hunts across the forest floor at night, sometimes wandering into homes and equipment in search of prey, giving it its unsettling name. Poison dart frogs, some no larger than a thumbnail, carry toxins potent enough that indigenous hunters historically used their skin secretions to coat blow dart tips. A single golden poison frog is estimated by researchers to carry enough toxin to be lethal to multiple adult humans, though the frogs themselves only become toxic by consuming specific insects in the wild, losing potency in captivity. Then there are the piranhas, whose reputation is often exaggerated by film and television. In reality, most piranha species are scavengers, feeding on injured or dead animals, rather than actively hunting large prey. Attacks on humans are extremely rare and usually occur only in specific conditions: low water levels, feeding frenzies, or when fish are stressed. The true danger in these rivers often comes from something far less dramatic looking: electric eels capable of generating shocks exceeding 600 volts, enough to stun a horse and, in rare cases, contribute to human drownings when victims are incapacitated in the water. Here is the twist that changes how most people see this ecosystem. We tend to imagine the Amazon's greatest dangers as its biggest, loudest predators: jaguars, anacondas, caimans, but researchers who study the region consistently point to something smaller and far less visible as the true ongoing threat to explores. Insects, mosquito-borne diseases like malaria and dengue fever cause more documented harm to humans in the Amazon each year than every large predator. In the region combined, the forest's most dangerous residents aren't always its most fearsome-looking ones. This layered complexity is exactly why the Amazon has survived, largely intact, for tens of millions of years. Every species here occupies an extremely specific role: predator, prey, decomposer, pollinator, forming a web so interconnected that removing even a single piece can destabilize the entire structure. And that 55-million-year history isn't just a number. It means the relationships between these species, jaguar and caiman, harpy, eagle and monkey, frog and insect, have had more time to refine themselves than almost any other ecosystem on the planet. This is not a random collection of dangerous animals. It is one of the most finely tuned survival systems evolution has ever produced. Today, scientists estimate new species are still being discovered in the Amazon at a remarkable pace, some years yielding dozens of newly identified plants, insects, and small vertebrates never previously documented by science. In a forest this ancient, this dense, and this vast, it's entirely possible that some of its most dangerous, most fascinating residents haven't been discovered yet at all. We often think of danger as something loud, something obvious, a roar in the distance, a shadow moving through the trees. But the Amazon teaches a different lesson. Sometimes the most dangerous thing in the room is standing perfectly still, camouflaged, patient, waiting for you to walk just a little too close. In a forest that has been perfecting the art of survival for 55 million years, long before anything resembling us ever existed to notice.